Hi everyone, I'm Marlow Felton.
And it's my birthday.
It's Chris's birthday. Yay, happy birthday. And it's our anniversary. Not our anniversary, but the book Couples Money anniversary.
Well, it was actually my birthday like 2 days ago.
Yeah, it was. So we're still celebrating his birthday.
But I'm having a steak.
He's gonna have a steak tonight.
And some pokey.
Yeah. Anyway, you don't care about what we're having for dinner. I'm here.
That's not why we're here today.
The reason we're here is to share with you the number one thing that could change everything. If you ask most people, they would say that they want a better life. And they would say, I want a better life for my spouse or my kids. And the most important person that they're leaving out is themselves. They would say that my wife deserves it, my husband deserves it, my kid deserves it. However, they're not telling themselves that they deserve it, because we've found, haven't we, that probably the biggest sabotaging thought that many people have unconsciously is that they don't deserve it. Right?
It's big. Well, I had to go through that though.
Yeah.
I went through that. Do you want me to talk about it?
Yes.
Okay.
That's your cue. When
sometimes she wants to
stare at you like that.
Keep talking.
No.
Stop talking.
But I'll interrupt you when I'm ready to talk again.
No, it's. I mean, I think we talked about this. You know, a couple. This is a show.
A couple
shows ago. You know, it's when we arrive in this world, like it's like inherent. Naturally, we deserve to be fed and have our diapers changed, and there's like deserve to have love, and then this that's our kind of natural state, right? Like, I mean, a flower doesn't have this like, well, I don't know if I deserve to get water or sunshine. And so just in nature, naturally, like things know they deserve what they deserve to grow and develop. So we show up that way, and then from 0 to 4, there's we talk about the conscious mind, the unconscious mind. Well, your conscious mind is not really developed until you're about 4 years of age, like fully developed. And so in between that is this kind of outer guard gatekeeper thing that if you unconsciously believe something very strong, and Marlow and I get on here for 20 minutes and talk about the opposite of it, your gatekeeper is going to reject all of that. So we don't, from 0 to 4, you don't really have this like accept, reject mechanism in your mind. So you just accept a lot of stuff. And when you're told that, you're bad, or, you're a bad boy, bad girl, or whatever, you start getting these impressions. And by the time you're 4, you're like 50% programmed. It's crazy. And then by the time you're 18, you're like, 95%. And so programmed, and usually it's with the bad stuff. So there has to become, in most like world-class performers, they have that too. There just comes a time when they upgrade. So, so basically you did something bad, or, whatever you want to call it, and then you start, like we had, we heard Lisa Nichols talk, what was that, like 5 or 6 years ago, maybe even longer than that, maybe it was about 9 years ago. But her story is unbelievable, right? Where she went from, basically homeless to this, like, one of the top 5 speakers in the world. But she said, she didn't call them limiting beliefs. What helped me is she called it a lie that I tell myself. And so it's a lie that you tell yourself over and over again. And so I had challenges with that, with deservingness and worthiness and all that. And then once she kind of said that, like, it was just a lie. And so I had to go to work every day on just understanding. And it's not necessarily something that you're going to get rid of, this whole do I deserve it? It's just going to come a time when you're like, oh man, there it is again. It's trying to trick me into buying into it. And so the kind of last thing I'll say on it is, basically, if you don't feel like you deserve something, the real root of it is you haven't like forgiven yourself over something. And if you're beating yourself up over something, that reinforces this I don't deserve it thing. And so there's something that you need to spend time in forgiveness on you, which is a huge thing. And if you don't forgive
Right.
you, you're going to create not only lack of money, but serious health challenges.
Right. Yeah. So just to reiterate, so, yeah, what Chris said, you're always going to have this, I don't deserve it, voice, program, whatever you want to call it, because most people have it on some level, this I don't deserve it. However, the key is going to be, can you override that or cover it up with the I do deserve it reinforcement that you can consciously change with practice and doing some exercises that I'm actually going to share with you right now.
You are?
I am. So so how to kind of just reaffirm this is just make a list. So I would encourage you to make a list, and we're going to come up with a list right now. I didn't tell you we were going to do this.
It's my birthday. You put me to work.
Oh, it's easy. It's really easy.
My birthday's 2 days ago.
It was 2 days ago.
I already
but-
said that.
Yeah, and he deserves a great birthday, right?
It is.
It's been
I
fantastic so far.
Taste that.
I know, he's tasting
You
that
guys
steak
don't
that
really
he
care.
deserves. So anyway, to override or cover up and reaffirm that you do deserve it, because you do, and often people make the mistake of just focusing on my spouse deserves it, my kid deserves it, my family deserves it, and all that, leaving out the most important person in the equation is you, because you deserve it. So make a list of the reasons why you deserve a great life. Not that you want a great life, that you deserve a great life. So we can make a little list. So we believe, or I'll start with myself, I believe I deserve a great life. Here's some examples for you. I'm a good person. I've worked really hard. I've done the right things for people. I add great value to people's lives by sharing my thoughts and concepts and things with them. And you deserve it because you're such a great husband.
And I'm a good dad.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, all the things that you just said. I mean, like, delivering value and making a difference for people, and I'm good on all that. I'm good on this whole deserving thing. It's probably been 10 years, but I shed that. But here's the other thing I want to say is when people are curing that, it doesn't get cured overnight, right? I still had it for several years, but you might not ever get rid of it, and so sometimes when people, it pops up and they take it so seriously and they attach to the thought, you might not ever get rid of it. It's just when you become aware of this story of I don't deserve it, just disengage. It's a lie. And so, when we were turning our ship around and we were having great success, that would still pop up. I just got really good at not really listening to it, or just going, oh, hey, there you are, old friend, not today, and then shifting. But I didn't make it wrong that it was coming up, because this is another way you reinforce it, is you make these negative thoughts wrong, and you make yourself wrong because you're having a negative thought. Mm-hmm. And you might, we talked about in other shows, approval addiction and approval of others and all that. We all have these kind of we're both a miracle and a mess at the same time. We have these messy things about us, and instead of beating yourself up because you have it, just go, okay, I have it, it's part of me, accept it, and just when it pops up, I just got to be vigilant on it and not let it run me, and then shift. And so a lot of people are like, oh my God, I still have that deserving thing. I'm like, well, you might always have it, it's just disengage from it running you, and like what Marlow is talking about here, then shift to the list and say, no, man, I deserve it. It's just natural. Success is natural in nature. It's natural. Whatever your spiritual leanings are, it's a natural thing that's supposed to happen. And so, whatever you need to do, but, as we often say, don't make it a problem, make it a project. Say, hey, I got this deservingness project thing that I got to work on, and so I'm going to work on it, and I might not spin out of it, but I got to get focused today. And then the other thing, you know, when I used to have all these thoughts, and the coach we worked with for quite a while was like, all right, man, like pretty much making it all about you all the time, right? So I remember he hung up on me. He's like, all right, man, like go to a soup kitchen and serve somebody or something. He like hung up on me because, you know, I was all about my negative thoughts and my negative beliefs and woe is me and all that. And so, you know, that's another way of just going, all right, you know, what are my talents? What am I great at? And stay in that lane. And why don't I just go serve people and get some focus off of me? And as I bring more value, then my riches are going to show up.
Right. So what we're talking about here, just to kind of wrap things up, is shifting your thoughts from I want a great life because my kids deserve it, my spouse deserves it, my family deserves it, somebody else deserves it. The answer is they do deserve it too, and it's great that you want that for them, but what about yourself? You have to start with yourself. Most people have the limiting thought of I don't deserve it, and so what we're encouraging you to do is to replace that with I do deserve it. And here's all the reasons why I deserve it, and focusing on that, because it's that underlying thought process that you need to override. And so making your list of all those reasons why you do deserve it, and there's a long list, I can assure you, of why you deserve it. And we want you to win. We know that you deserve it, and so we're here to encourage you to do that so you can override that very destructive money program we see in many people.
Well, and there's one more side to that is what are the prices that I pay and others pay for that? What are the prices that other people are paying, and what are the, because sometimes like the you know, it was a question-based selling, right? Do you want gold medals or German shepherds? So what motivates you? So sometimes the gold medal doesn't motivate people, and like when, and the example he uses in the book is like when Carl Lewis won like however many gold medals in the Atlanta Olympics, and was at 96. It wasn't the gold medals, it was the fact that he was from Atlanta and he had like hundreds of people that are watching him, right? So it was more about outrunning the German shepherds that were chasing him, or almost that I don't want to fail.
Figurative German shepherds.
Yeah, they didn't put German shepherds on the track.
But that would be really entertaining.
But that's the example he uses, is sometimes the gold medal of the money or you know, all that isn't the motivator. So for me, when I've had to change my mentality, I go, okay, you know, who's paying the price for this, like really this lack of deserving program I have? And you start looking at your financial situation, your health, and like her health, and you know, we had, so I started, you know, accumulating a list of, hey, this is how I show up and who pays the price for me not wanting to change, and it became a big list. And so that actually became a much bigger motivator to shift and not buy into these false beliefs than, you know, hey, we want a bunch of money.
Right. Yeah, so make your list and, you know, override that I don't deserve it program that many of us have, and know that you do deserve it. You absolutely do, and there's a long list of things you can come up with. And
oh, I got one more last thing.
Okay,
this
well,
is
I'll get
such
to the
a
good part.
topic.
I know.
Why are you trying to
I'm not.
shoo these guys off?
I'm not.
So
but I'm excited about what I'm getting ready to tell them here.
Here's the other thing, is if you're a parent, you don't want your kids to adopt it.
Very true.
Right? And if like you have this don't deserve thing going on, then, you know, they're going to watch that and they're going to adopt it. And, you know, that's another potential pain point for you to want to kind of shift, is like, my God, I don't want my kids to go, you know, holy cow. So, all right, I'm done. Go.
Okay, yeah. So do that for your kids. So all right, so you ready? This is what I've been wanting to share with you. We've already shared it's Chris's birthday. Well, 2 days ago, but we're still celebrating. I celebrate birthdays for at least a week. So it's birthday week for Chris. We're celebrating some more tonight because it's Saturday night. We're going out to dinner. And it's also our anniversary. So not our anniversary, but our Couples Money book launch anniversary. It has been 7 years. It's hard to believe. 7 years since we launched our book, Couples Money.
Crazy.
So to celebrate,
so much better looking than we were.
we are. But to celebrate, I thought, well, what should I do? And I'm like, well, you know what? Since it's been 7 years, let's just discount Couples Money to the ridiculous price of $7 a book. So right now, if you follow the link, click on the link that takes you to our book page, you'll see the Couples Money that takes you to the book, and it's $7. But it's only going to be $7 until the 13th, which is Monday. So get as many as you want. There's no limit on how many you can buy.
You deserve to have a lot of books.
You deserve to have them, and you can use them as a warm opening or introduction to a prospect.
Yeah.
That's relatively inexpensive. That's cheaper. $7 is cheaper than lunch. If you're meeting with a client or a prospect, a gift to a client, a gift to a loved one. So go ahead and stock up now. They're only $7 until Monday, so get them now. Follow the link. It's our anniversary special, and who knows when I'll ever do it again, because it's just going to get, the price is going to get higher because the number of years is going to get higher.
That's right.
So it's the last time it'll only be $7 because it's our 7-year anniversary.
So there's going to be a time when it's going to be $100.
I know.
And we're like, we're going to be here like,
we'll be really old. I'll still look like this.
here's the special.
And he'll look like he's 1,000 years old. Anyway,
My teeth are going to pop out as I'm talking like.
Anyway, so follow the link.
I'll shoot my age.
Right.
Golf.
Oh yeah, that's how we're going to shoot our age, is just get really old and then we can shoot our age at golf. Anyway, so follow the link to take advantage of our anniversary special and make your list, and remember that you deserve it. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us.